Hi, friends. Carrie White here. I wanted to take a couple of minutes and share with you how I teach kindergarten library lessons. My name is Carrie White. I'm the founder of Library Learners, and I taught kindergarten students in an elementary school library for 11 wonderful years. So I learned a lot in those years, and I want to share that experience with you. So thank you for spending a few minutes of your time with me today. Some of the main points about kindergarten students that make them different from the other grades are these. One, they love repetition and routine. You have to remember that for many of your kindergarten students, this is the first school experience they have ever had. All of the school things are new to them. So the more you can make them feel at home and comfortable, the better the behavior will be, the happier they will be. They need repetition and routine so that they can meet your expectations. If you change things every week, they won't be able to keep up with that. Kindergarten students also need structured time. Have a plan for your library time, because if you don't, your students will make their own plan and you're probably not going to like that. No. So have structured time that just moves quickly from one activity to the next without a lag. Another main topic that kindergarten students need, they need movement, they need brain breaks. Again, we talked about how they are new to school. Sitting still all day is just not going to work for them. Their bodies physically cannot do that. So you will need to provide movement and brain breaks. This handprint reminds me about how loving kindergarten students are. They are no respecters of personal space. They will get right up close to you. They will tell you all their family's secrets. They will give you the strangest compliments you've ever received. Enjoy it all. Soak it in. It's a magical time. You get to introduce these students to the joy of reading. It's an incredible privilege, and I created lesson plans specifically so you can enjoy the experience and not be terrified by these energetic, wonderful creatures. So let's talk about routine and repetition. This was our school library routine. Students would come in and sit, kindergarten students would sit at the table. Their library card with their first name on it would be there, and the activity page would be there waiting for them. Can every kindergarten student read their first name at the beginning of the year? No, they can't. But one or two can read, and they'll help all the others find their seats. You will help them also. And then by the time most of them are seated by their name, you start the hello song. Same hello song every week. Then you'll read aloud a picture book to them, which they will love. I've included in my lesson plan specific tips for how I engage kindergartners in read alouds. After you finish reading, you'll have a helper pass out the supply buckets to each table, and the students will start on the activity that you explained to them. While most students are working on the activity, you'll call one quiet table at a time to bring their old book up to you to check in and to get a new book to check out. After everyone has checked out, you'll have a brain break or movement break. Then you'll sing the same goodbye song every week, then line up to go. Another way that I provide routine and repetition in kindergarten library lessons is to have monthly themes. So for several weeks in a row, we'll read squirrel books in the fall. They know, here comes another squirrel book. What's the squirrel going to do in this story? It's something comforting and familiar. So I've provided for each theme, for each season, different themes that will let you provide that familiarity of repeating similar topics for a few weeks in a row. Structured time. My kindergarten library lessons also include activity pages like drawing, coloring, and Play-Doh. You'll just copy those out for all of your students. Your fast finishers can turn it over and draw whatever they want on the back. If you haven't tried this before, you may be surprised by how exciting kindergarten students are when they have the freedom to draw whatever they want. They really like that. They can also read their books if they finish their activity page early. For checking out books, pre-COVID, I used to teach kindergarten students to use shelf markers in November and December, and then by January, they were independently browsing the Everybody section and choosing their own picture books from the shelves. Post-COVID, that was just too tall a mountain to climb. You all know, if you're teaching now, that social skills, academic skills are behind. So we're just going to deal with that and continue making the library a positive experience. So what I did for kindergarten students all year was to display books on a shelf like this one. I've heard it called a waterfall shelf. I don't know if that's what everyone calls it, but I displayed picture books face out, and they could choose from these books or the books that their classmates had returned. And then in first grade, we learned to use shelf markers. Movements and brain breaks, you've got to have them. They cannot sit still all day. I have included extension activities in my kindergarten lesson plans. They might do yoga related to the story, maybe a song with motions related to the story, drawing something from the story. Lots of different activities are suggested in there. I also highly recommend Jack Hartman videos, especially the ones with freeze in the titles. Those seem to be the most popular for our kindergarten students. So I recommend those. Typically, I did a brain break at the end of the lesson, but if they're super wiggly and moving, just stop, drop, and dance. They need a brain break. You can provide a brain break. You can either provide a brain break or you can deal with all of the behavior problems that are caused by students who need to move. I prefer to have a brain break, have fun and dance, and then move on and make another happy memory together. I encourage you to check out my kindergarten library lessons on Teachers Pay Teachers. I've had a lot of great feedback with those. You can see some of that here. I can't say enough how much I like this product. Best money spent. Fantastic, fun and appropriate activities, great resource. I created these to be helpful for you, to save you time, to save you all that trial and error, so you could just start right off with kindergarten library lessons that work, that build great magical memories around reading. That's what I want for you and your students. Thanks for spending time with me today. I've got some more helpful links below in the description. I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up, to give me a comment or a question. I love to collaborate with other librarians, and I will circle back here frequently to check and see what comments and questions have been left here. Happy reading. I hope you have a wonderful day.